So guys, here we are. I was excited for this. This is a Ryzen 5600G versus AC Valhalla. Now, I've tested two different configurations in terms of memory clock and GPU core clock here. But we're using 16 gigs of RAM, 2x8 in both configurations. You can see here on the left side we have a stock configuration, GPU core at 1900 MHz and memory frequency at 1600 MHz. That's 3200 mega transfers, so that's stock RAM configuration on AM4. And then on the right side we have a GPU core clock of 2450 MHz and GPU memory of 2200 MHz, so that's the RAM running at 4400 mega transfers. Okay, so let's talk about the settings. Start on low preset and change anti-aliasing to high, so this is important. I'll talk about that in just a second. Then change your world details and clutter to medium. Leave your environment stuff on low, just the way it is. So that's shadows on low, volumetric clouds medium, water low, screen space reflections off. And then when it comes to textures, you want to go medium on both of those options. So now comes to the preference settings, so post-processing, depth of field and motion blur, I like them off, but you do you. And then the really important one is upsampling. So I'm using 1080p as my output resolution here. Now some of you guys have 900p monitors, some of you have 720p monitors. If you have a 720p monitor, you don't need to use that. You can just run it at native resolution. That's going to be fine. If you have a 1080p monitor and you have a stock configuration, so 32 mega transfer RAM, you want to put this on quality mode and you can get solid 30 FPS. If you have 900p monitor, you probably want to put this on ultra quality mode. Now all the footage I'm showing you here is at 1080p. So here you can see me running around the settlement. This is a fairly intensive area for the system, and there are some areas where you're gonna get better FPS than here, but I think here's a good benchmark. And we're getting over 30 FPS and the image looks quite alright. So I was happy with the result we're getting in this game here. I think another good location is in London. Here I'm just running around the streets a little bit, and also we're sticking to that over 30 FPS mark. I'd probably recommend you put on a 30 FPS limiter to make it really smooth. I've also captured some gameplay footage using the overclocked setup. Of course, we're gonna get better performance here. I think it's about 30%, 35% better performance on the overclocked system. So I can actually turn up the render resolution from FSR quality mode, which is rendering at 720p, to FSR ultra quality mode, which renders at around 800p. When we are running the game at 1080p output resolution. So if you've been around the channel, you know what to do. If you're new here, check out the channel. I have tons of 5600G content. We've also been testing lots more graphics cards lately. So if you're maybe interested in an upgrade in the future, definitely check that out. And thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.